It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Wednesday, December 11th, 2019. It's 7 a.m.
Nice chilly
Central
morning.
Standard Time.
Yep, very.
It's what?
It's very.
It's cold out there.
It's chilly.
Chilly, yeah, chilly.
It's chilly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that bad when I first walked out, but
No.
it's
Took
pretty
the little
chilly.
dog out for his little stroll in the morning about 6 o'clock, and it was chilly. Yeah. What do you think, Senator? You're way down there.
So, no, I mean, as y'all are saying chilly, I was like, it's 23 degrees, it's cold.
It's cold. No.
I mean, no, it's cold. It's not chilly. Chilly's
43
like
is
46,
chilly.
Hey, 46 is chilly.
Yeah.
23 is cold.
Just cold. It's below freezing.
It was cold at the dog park
Yeah.
yesterday, too, with a little bit of wind. What's that, Madison?
Huh?
You said something? I didn't
No,
hear you.
I didn't say anything.
I thought you said something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You're
good
hearing
morning.
things.
Huh?
You're hearing things.
I'm hearing things.
It happens with age.
You'll learn. Good morning and welcome down on the corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, and we've got Senator Flippo down here and Scott Callis over here. Madison's going to be doing the prayer from Mountain Christian Academy here in a few minutes. First, I need to tell you about our sponsor, Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town.
Muddy water.
Huh?
Muddy water.
Muddy water. She knows. She's been watching.
She's been watching.
Yeah, she knows.
She's gonna keep you on your toes.
You betcha. That's good.
And then she already knows you got a major coffee drinking problem.
I have 5 pots a day for 20 years.
That's a
That ain't bad,
problem.
right?
Yeah.
No,
I
Yet.
admitting you have a problem is the first step, Dale.
One of these days I'll admit it. 3 locations to serve you the best coffee in town. We got Balmer Boulevard, which is 702 this morning. We'll be a bit busy. And then you got 62 East Plaza, Baxter Regional Lobby, which is, has anybody been at the hospital in a while? Is the lobby, how they doing on that reconstruction out there?
I haven't been in there. It's probably been a couple months.
Me too.
Yeah. So
The blessing side of this is we haven't been in there.
There's still a possibility that Brewed Awakening is out by the cafeteria. If not, they'll be in the main lobby with a nice new coffee bar there at Baxter Regional. And so that's the other location. That's the only one that's not a drive-thru. So the best coffee in town is Brewed Awakening. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Mike and his staff do a great job at all 3 locations. Right?
There was a guy that tried to make that one a drive-through.
Yeah, he's doing 10
The
to 20
hospital.
for that one. Yeah. I saw it that day. Wow.
Straight through the front doors.
3 locations for coffee at Mountain Home is pretty good. I mean, that says
Yeah.
something about their product. If you've got 3 locations,
And they
And
stay
you're sleeping-
busy.
yes.
They stay busy. I went
All
out
3 locations has
I was
got a
out
line.
near River City, Florida, and saw Jerry out there yesterday. I thought, I'm going to go by Brewed Awakening. Got a mocha yesterday, you know. And,
are you like one of those fancy coffee drinkers that you drink all
once in a
the...
while get something different, but 99.5%
Okay,
of
I'm
the time
probably
I
the
got
same,
the
yeah,
standard good
yeah.
old black coffee. You know?
bet.
So, Brewed Awakening, do I?
I said yep.
Yep.
Are,
Do you
are
like
you
black coffee?
are you a foo-foo coffee drinker, or are you?
I don't drink coffee at all.
You don't
Tea.
drink
Okay,
coffee?
yeah,
Tea's
no,
the
I-
best.
You need to
That's
rotten up like the rest of us.
When did y'all start drinking coffee? I was probably in my early 20s. It was after college. I mean, I would drink some in college, but nothing consistently. And it wasn't until after I got out of college that I started drinking coffee on a
Oh,
regular
yeah.
basis.
I was late 30s, early 40s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. So check them out. 3 locations to serve you. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring you morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes, 29 Roller Funeral Homes in the state to serve you, with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Brad, Charlotte, Bruce, Chris, anybody here can help you. They may have others out there that can help you just the same. They're fantastic people. It has to be a calling, you know. It has to be a calling. And so, emergency situation, pre-planning, whatever the situation may be, Roller Funeral Homes with all our respect. Today, Madison's here from Mountain Christian Academy. She's in 7th grade there. Mountain Christian Academy teaches no common core, takes no government money. If you can help them financially, call them at 424-6622. Before we do prayer, we got Christmas presents to open.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Senator? That's for the guest.
Yeah.
She brought gifts. I mean, how awesome.
So, I don't know. I just got something.
It doesn't feel like coal, so that's a plus.
Well, I don't know if
we all get Santa hats.
Haven't checked my list.
So
We got
You gotta
have
wear
to-
this the rest of the show.
Does it look like a dunce cap yet? Usually the one that I wear, it kind of sticks straight up. I'm usually like on a stool in a corner
you
when I
make
wear
these?
something like this.
No. Dollar General made them. I mean,
Fun.
I
Very nice,
like
thank
it.
You gotta wear them now. You're stuck.
I'm stuck.
You're stuck. You gotta wear them.
What about you?
I've got them up on my headphones.
yeah.
Oh, it'll fit, Dale.
Well, I
I
really-
see you trying to.
I tried to
A
make sure.
Santa hat with headphones.
There you go.
It works.
Hey, I'm happy with it.
What an awesome gift. I mean,
What?
brings gifts
Yes.
for everybody on the program.
They're fun.
Phenomenal. We're going to do well in life.
Madison's here for the morning prayer. Thank you, Madison.
You know, bribing us will get you everywhere. Right?
I'm not trying to bribe you. I'm trying to. This is a season of giving.
There
That's
you
what I told my
go.
dad.
Being sincere.
I love that. I really do. We're trying to make a joke out of it. That's just wrong. Yeah.
One of those rare times it backfires on you, Scooter.
It's time for.
I can't believe you're doing that, Senator. I can't.
Well, now I
believe
got to
it.
take the hat off because we got to have our prayer. Madison's going to
Sure.
be. She's going to do our morning prayer. Madison.
All right. Dear Heavenly Father, I come before you today, and I ask that you pour over blessings on everybody who doesn't have a home right now during this time of cold, and I pray that they would have a good Christmas, and I pray that everybody would come to know you and see that you're the light of the world. And I thank you for this wonderful day, and that I get to be with these wonderful people right now. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
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 So school going for you this year?
It's going pretty good.
Good? Yeah.
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 We just got, we went to Walmart for shopping for people who don't got gifts.
Really?
Yeah, and it was yesterday, so
That is
it's
awesome.
like
Yeah.
7th and 8th grade, so.
That is nice. That is nice.
So do you all raise money for that, Madison, or how do you all?
Well, everybody in 7th and 8th grade, they give some money,
Okay.
and it went towards that. I don't know how much money we got, but we did got some good gifts.
Some
and-
pretty awesome gifts
yeah.
for these folks. That's great. That's
awesome.
awesome.
That's great. And she.
It makes you feel good. You know, it's one of those things
Yeah.
that when doing things for others, you always get this. It's almost kind of selfish because you know the way that you feel about
Yeah.
yourself and you feel good is something that you know any present or gift that you get for yourself almost fails in comparison for doing things to others.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of you and your peers
Hey, Jamie.
for taking that initiative.
Jamie needs a Santa hat too.
Yeah, I have an extra one.
Oh,
Just so happened to have an extra one, Jamie, just for you.
everybody got a Santa hat.
You want to join us? Oh, she's got to get coffee first. She's got to have coffee.
I like just like the informalities of this program and how you know, like,
know,
like
and
people walk in
that's
all of a
what I
sudden,
like
oh
about-
hey,
We're so
Say
structured here. I mean, some people show up on time, and some people, well, you're here early.
hey, I was
I'm
like,
not
we're not
impressed.
talking about me.
It's like one of those family talk shows.
Remember that time in radio?
Oh yes.
You
know,
remember
Matt-
that time? I will never forget. Let me
So-
explain what happened.
Okay.
So Madison, you know, you're young enough yet. I don't know if you fully appreciate this, but there are some things that you may do or say in life that your friends will never let you live down. No matter how long you live, no matter what you do, it'll still keep coming back. Do you remember that one time that you? Yes. So I was on their program when they were on the radio and not on TV, and I might have overslept. And just woke up, and you know, do you ever wake up, Madison? You've overslept for something, so you just pop up. You're like, oh my goodness, I gotta go.
No
So
need to comb your hair. No
That's
need to
when you get
dress
late.
up. Just
When you're late.
Exactly. When you're running late, and so you don't have to worry about combing your hair or anything, or
It's
you know,
radio. I
it's-
mean, you don't have to worry
exactly.
about video.
And then y'all went all fancy and went TV on me.
And you wouldn't have suspected that you show up at radio looking like that we would not explain to the people how you looked at that moment in time.
the kind of details and thorough host that you are.
It's like, gee, Senator, I love the little bunnies on
Yeah,
your
no,
PJs
no.
here. Yeah.
No detail will be left unexplored. I can guarantee you that.
We're trying to help the
least-
public set
yeah.
a visual image of
At
the
least
show.
the people all saw your inner self.
I still say I got to. We talked about this before we went on the air when I tagged you on Facebook. It was the funniest thing. I was trying to get a hold of. This is back in the radio days. 15 to 11, I get this phone call. Dale, I had 98 people tell me to call you today. I tagged everybody on Facebook, but the birthday gig.
So it's like when you say like, remember that time I tagged you on Facebook? And I'm like, Which time? Which time?
Jamie, what I pulled on him this last time is just random. I said, "Happy birthday, Senator Flippo." Then I put dot, 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 where nobody could see it. And I said, "I know it's not your birthday. I just want to laugh all day watching you explain it."
Down at the very bottom of the post. And so this is like in August. And so I had like a number of people, like 3 or 4 people, throughout the day would, approach me like, "Hey, saw your birthday. Happy birthday." I'm like, "It's not my birthday. Where'd you see that?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's on Facebook." And I'm like, it says November 1st. I said, "I've had it for 10 years." I'm like, "Yeah, I appreciate it. Could be worse things you could tell me, but, it's not my birthday." So I get home that evening, I get on Facebook, and then I look and I see where Dale posted, and then I actually did catch where he said at the very bottom, in very small, I just want to see how people are responding. And then he tagged me and like 100 other people on Facebook post when I was in session in Little Rock. And you've been to the Capitol during session, so like just how chaotic and just things are moving. And so, like, if Dale calls you and he doesn't get a response, like within 5 or 10 minutes,
Then it's on.
it's on. Absolutely, it is on.
Here in session, you got people coming up
Don't
to you. "Hey,
matter."
you need to call Dale.
It's like page you.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Can
Doesn't
we
matter.
get you a beeper?
Yeah, no.
There you go.
How selfish of me. Obviously this is my fault.
Once again, morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes. With all our respect, Roller Funeral Homes. It's time now for the weather. You going to do a trumpet? You want Madison to do it?
Madison's doing
Can you do
it.
a trumpet?
You got to do a trumpet.
Come on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Professional.
All right,
just
but you were so close.
You were right there.
Why don't we have a trumpet
Dun, dun, dun,
duo?
dun.
The Senator and Madison.
Sure.
Hey,
Okay.
she-
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Da, da, da.
No.
I'm okay with that.
No.
Right, ready? Both you guys, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Dun,
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 dun.
dun.
The weather!
Stereo. Look at that.
I like
Come on,
that.
Madison. Come on. We got that.
All right.
You guys rocked it. And
Morning
the
weather
sad
brought
part
you
is I got it recorded.
Morning weather brought to you by the Z Team. For all your real estate needs, Bob and Linda Zadora, 870-405-0793. It's time to take a peek at the White River.
It's coming. Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
Oh, look at the sunrise over the White River. Looking into Cotter, Arkansas. The camera's in Marion County, Arkansas. You're looking across the White River, the bridge to the left. Lights are already off. Beautiful sunrise coming up over Cotter, Arkansas in Baxter County. And that's brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zadora. For all your real estate needs, 870-405-0793. They need some listings, so get your home listed with the Z Team. They can list it in Missouri and Arkansas, so from Gainesville to West Plains, Marshall, Mountain Home, Melbourne, Mountain View. The team is ready to go and serve you today with the best real estate team in the business, Bob and Linda Zadora for all your real estate needs. You want to do the weather? All you do is do the temperatures like Mountain Home, 22, Flipping 20. Just read down that list right there.
All right, so today in Mountain Home, Arkansas is 22 degrees. Whew. Flippin, Arkansas is 20 Fahrenheit. Harrison, Arkansas, 26. Yellville, Arkansas, 20. Salem, Arkansas, 23. Calico Rock, 22. Mountain View, 21. St. Louis, Missouri, 20.
Cold up
Poplar
there.
Bluff.
Poplar Bluff, yeah.
Yep, Poplar Bluff. Missouri is 24. West Plains, 23. Branson, Missouri,
Hot
30.
Now, don't tell her the last one. I want to see if she gets it.
Watford City, North Dakota,
Good job.
-4.
Negative
-4.
4.
I saw yesterday, so I mean,
The one was minus 20 up there.
yeah.
All right, now,
Now it's
Madison, I'll break it all down
-4.
to Celsius.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not very bright this morning.
Senator, why don't you show her how it's done?
Yeah, no, so what you're going to lead is like, so the rule
funny
101
about
on
the spot.
politics is like, whatever you don't know, project onto the person you're talking to, so that way, you're not forced to answer that question.
No, but it's just
So,
backfired.
yeah,
So
no, exactly.
It's just like, then why don't you show me how?
See, like, you are a very astute young lady. No, very good. Like,
Let's
you would
put
do
the
well
senator
teaming up with
on
these
the
with this
spot.
group right here.
Checking the national radar, we got shower activity in Panhandle of Florida, down around Mobile, Alabama, southeast of New Orleans. Raining on the alligators down there. For Arkansas and Missouri, it looks like everything's clear. 62, 412 east and west. Highway 65 north, south, Little Rock, Branson. 67, 167, Little Rock, Batesville, Poplar Bluff. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, 555 in Arkansas clear at this time. State of Missouri, I-70 east, Kansas City, Columbia to St. Louis, no problem there. I-49 north and south Joplin to Kansas City in good shape. I-44 Springfield, Joplin, Lebanon, Rolla to St. Louis. East St. Louis, Illinois east, I-64 to Mount Vernon. I-57 south to 24 around Carbondale in good shape. I-57, 55 all looking good, as well as I-70 in Illinois around Vandalia and Effingham, Illinois.
Can I make one suggestion? If anybody's traveling, don't ask him for directions.
Oh,
hey, Dale,
So you
can
want to take
zoom-
I-70 Poplar Bluff, or you go to...
No, 70 don't go to Bluff. That goes to St.
See?
Louis.
Hey, Dale, can you zoom out on that map real quickly?
Oh,
Zoom
no.
out.
Oh, no.
I just want to. So, basically, unless you're in the Gulf Coast region or in northern Illinois, everything's clear. There's 2 spots in this country right now.
I got to
that you
fill
need
time
be-
slots, though.
Everything else is clear.
I'm
Oh,
watching
no.
the clock.
No, we've blown our time slot away. I don't even know why you're worried about the clock at this point.
Yeah, true. No watches and warnings in Arkansas or Missouri. Forecast high of 52 and sunshine today, 52 sunshine tomorrow, 50 and sunshine on Friday. We do have a chance of snow and then some rain on Sunday. Low Saturday night, 28, high of 38 on Sunday. How's that?
Madison's shaking her head like you don't want any snow. You're good on snow.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't be talking bad about snow here.
I mean, every time snow comes, it never sticks.
And it's been a
So-
few years since we've actually had a good snow
Yeah.
up here. I mean,
It
it has
has.
been
You know,
a
I think of
while.
the last one we had the Marion County Republican. Remember that?
Yeah, but that wasn't even. I mean, like that came about.
That was a freak thing.
when a few hours on a Saturday evening. But I mean,
Blew in about 2 or 3 inches. Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
like the next day, it was almost
gone.
gone, and
Yeah.
it wasn't. And it was something like said like everything wasn't covered. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, a snow is everything has to be covered,
Yeah.
all the grass, and it's got to cover the roads. Anything
Yeah.
short of that doesn't, in my opinion,
I'm with you.
doesn't
I'm
technically
with
count
you.
as snow.
Yeah.
Checking I-Drive Arkansas, Benton County has an accident, Highway 94 at Highway 12 in Rogers, Arkansas, state of Missouri. Everything
All right,
looks
nobody
good.
even knew where that was. We didn't see the map when you clicked on
Oop.
that first
You
one.
ain't going to see it now because it just disappeared.
Okay, never mind.
Anyway, morning weather. Morning weather brought to you
Dale,
by the
exactly
ZT
when are you going to
Bob.
get control of this show here?
About 8 o'clock when you hit end.
Ladies
morning
and gentlemen,
weather, bud.
this will not get better as the day goes. Trust me.
She'll be here. She'll make it better. Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zadora for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. RetireToArkansas.net. Real quick, community calendar-wise, the Van Mater Senior Center Activity Wellness Center's 4th annual Christmas bake sale is Thursday, tomorrow, from 9 until 4. Pies, cakes, cookies, and so much more. And then also they have their country singer will be at the dinner tomorrow from 11 to 12:30. Country singer Joshua Michael will be there, and the dinner is at the Van Mater Senior Center. Starts at 11, ends at 12:30. And with that, I'm almost on time, 7:18.
Almost on time.
Look
No, wait, hold on. We got to see if there's anything going on at Christian Academy. She's got a chance to speak to.
Anything going on?
So our spelling bee is coming up soon.
Really? How soon?
I don't know. It's like sometime when we get off break.
Those were fun.
Spelling bee.
They were fun.
This would be my 4th year if I went again.
You got to win it.
Try.
Okay, before we go to break, Senator, got to put the Santa hats back on.
Does that have that call?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This is the gift.
Good
so.
sport, you bet.
Madison, got to look at that camera right there. Says, got to
All
take a
right.
break. Be right back.
All right, we're gonna take a break. See you later.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
Hi, we're Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, and we'd like you to meet the rest of our team.
When you are working with the Z Team, you will find that not only are they down-to-earth people, but they are trained professionals who work with downsizers, first-time homebuyers, and clients who may want to relocate to our beautiful Ozarks. Our team has agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z Team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at retiretoarkansas.net. Your car is a member of the family. It takes you where you need to go, and it makes sure you are safe at all times. When a wreck or accident happens, trust the only place that will treat you and your vehicle like a person, not a number. From collision repair and windshield replacement to paintless dent repair and hail damage removal, Dent Boys can cover all your automotive repair needs and make sure you are satisfied every step of the way. Call or visit the professionals at Dent Boys today and see the Dent Boys difference. Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
Why would I recommend Hospice the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
You know, we've taken the first break. By the time we take the second break,
I know. You guys, Dale, you're going to have to get control of the show.
All right, Jamie Leach is here from First Step, along with Senator Scott Flippo. And more serious note, Christmas time and addictions. I would think that family members would. I need to get somebody some help. You know, and wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have the addiction issue?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So definitely the holidays are hard for, a lot of reasons for different people, but the truth is, like, for us in our detox, we really are slower this time of year because people really don't want to get help till after the holidays. If you think about it, there's a lot going on, there's a lot of parties, there's a lot of things going on. So it's hard for the family any time of year that's having to deal with that. But of course, with the holidays, you have things that compound the issue, like grief and different things that people are dealing with and can kind of like lead into the substance abuse or make it more, pronounced. So it's always a concern.
So, Jamie, like, is it a lot of times is it the individual dealing with addiction that's coming to you all? Is it a family member that comes to you all? How does that process work?
So both, really. I mean, at the end of the day, we do have to talk to the person that's needing the help, to make sure they're on board and all of those things. But inevitably, we do get a lot of calls from family members and friends and that kind of thing. And I've gone through this myself on a personal note and in my family, so I know how frustrating it is to want to get someone help, but at the end of the day, if it's an adult and they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. And not only that, but if they're kind of being strong-armed into doing something, most of the time it's not going to stick. It's just like, let me check this off my list and say I did this, and to get everybody off my back.
We'll work to pacify the people around you, say what they want to hear or what you think they want to hear. So, which leads me to another question is, unless, and I've had addiction in my family, and I think most people know somebody or have a loved one that struggled with addiction, and how can you help somebody that's not truly ready? Like, there's one thing to even be able to acknowledge that you have addiction, and then the second is are you really ready? Because it's not going to be easy, and most of the times your first trip through therapy or rehab is not going to lead to a sustained where you're going to be clean and sober for the next 30 years. I mean, there's always the potential for relapse, but how can we, I look at mine as a policy position from the lawmaker's perspective, but you can't legislate addiction or behaviors and actions, to a large degree. So how do we deal with that? And what's your, experience with that and people really ready to get help?
I think, with your first question, kind of what can we do to help, maybe as a friend, family, just, community member. So, this is kind of funny because just yesterday I had a friend that texted me, and this is a friend of mine that struggled with addiction for a long time. And I've been trying to kind of help her in the best way I knew how, which is certainly not being forceful about things, but just kind of being like a support more than anything and an encourager. And she sent me this text yesterday just saying how much better she was doing, and she was thanking me, and I thought, God, I really didn't do anything, because I actually kept feeling like I'm not doing anything, I'm not helping her, this is not working. And so I think a lot of times it really is just not giving up on someone, and just being like letting them know, help is available, letting them know that you care, not sugarcoating things, certainly. You have to kind of call people out a little bit to show that you care. If you don't, you're just kind of letting them drown in that. And so I think that's kind of the first thing, on a personal note. And then on a larger scale, as far as laws and things like that, I would like to see more help be available, just more readily available, because a lot of times if we have someone that decides they are ready to go to rehab or that kind of thing, either, they don't have insurance, they don't have the right kind of insurance, there's a waiting list. And a lot of times if you get put on a waiting list, even if it's just 2 weeks, I mean, that it doesn't sound like much, but in the world of addiction, it's a long time to wait. And so you're probably not going to make it that 2 weeks, or, all these things can happen. And so that would be one thing. And then just trying to kind of chip away at the stigma, of course, because that's also a big thing. And especially in towns like this where everybody knows everybody, it's it's hard. It's hard to stand up and say, hey, I need help, especially if you're a business person or anybody really. But I mean, there's a lot of barriers why people don't get the help that they need.
I had an opportunity to attend a drug court graduation ceremony last year in Harrison, and so I had an opportunity to visit with this young lady who was just recently graduated. And one of the things that she spoke to, she said several things that really caught my attention, but one thing in particular, she had 2 small boys. She'd had numerous interactions with the law. She'd been in prison in Arkansas and Arizona, and just not ready to change her life. So her last encounter, she had gotten in a high-speed pursuit with police. He chased her. She wrecked her car. Injured herself pretty badly. Hurt her back. So one of the people that worked associated with the drug court came and saw her in the hospital. They visited with her numerous times before, pleading with her to get help. Even then, she still wasn't ready. Right. And so, of course, everybody would mention her 2 boys, do it for your boys, do it for do it for your kids. And what she told me, she goes, it wasn't until this light bulb went off, and she goes, my boys are a good reason to do it. She goes, but I'm an even better reason to I deserve this. And then she went on to talk about, she goes, she goes, I'm an addict and I struggle with addiction. She goes, but Scott, I don't want it to, to come across as that. Like everything that I did that I didn't know that it was the wrong thing, that when I was getting high with my friends and going around and like, these people had kids of their own and that we were getting high, and they're out, she goes, I knew it was wrong when I did it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I don't want to
Right.
use addiction as a way to null responsibility on my end. And I really, as she's talking to me, I'm like, wow, this is somebody that's really wrapped themselves around this, that is not really looking to take any shortcuts.
Right.
But she really spoke to me as somebody that really, really says it, and kind of sees that like she's worth it. Not, I mean, of course, her family and her children and all, but as an individual, this is not the life that she was meant to lead. And that, she talked about the things that she had done was, trying to take responsibility for her actions and not just.
Absolutely.
So I was like really impressed with that.
Well, that's a big one right there.
Yeah.
Taking responsibility.
And that's when people get to the point when they're ready to do that, I think, and quit blaming other people, that's a pretty good indicator that they're at least on the right path.
They're on the right path,
serious
absolutely.
About starting the process, if nothing else. And I think the whole so that whole argument about doing it for your children. So I have like mixed feelings about that, and here's why. So absolutely, at the end of the day, I think you have to do it for yourself. It's kind of like going back to what I said before. If your family wants you to do something, you can do it for a while and sustain that. But if your heart's not in it, you're probably going to fall off at some point. However,
so you're saying you got to believe in yourself to get it done.
Yeah, definitely. And so like, let's say the reason I don't mean to sound negative, but the reason it irritates me a little bit is because we'll have patients or just people I've known that they will say, I can't do it for my kids, but it's almost like they're belittling like that is a huge factor, and that should be a big motivator in your recovery.
Sure.
Not the sole reason, but it should be a motivator.
I would agree.
But a lot of times when you're stuck in addiction and you're so beat down and you know that you're doing the wrong thing, like she said, and you kind of start to just really hate yourself, you don't really feel like you're worth much to your children anyway. So it is hard to do that for them because you almost get the mentality that like, well, they'll just be better off without me anyway. Yeah. So if you don't have enough love for yourself or self-respect to do it for yourself originally, and then it will trickle down to those other people, then that's where I agree. And I think that it has to be done internally. The work has to be done internally.
So I think like with a lot of things, it could be a diet or exercise, or you want to get better and, and go back and get a master's or something, or whatever that might be, that if you're doing it for somebody else, if you're just doing this so you want to put a different picture on Instagram or Facebook because you're concerned about the likes you're getting, it's not going to be anything that you're going to be overly consistent with. If you're doing it because you're like ready to make a change in life,
right,
and you're not happy with something, you're not really doing it for anybody else, but you do it for yourself. I do believe that those are the times where you have the best opportunity to be really consistent, because I do think that that's the best reason. Like, we all deserve to live good, healthy, happy lives.
Yeah.
And doing so, the people around us, be it family, friends, colleagues, everybody else, will be a beneficiary of that as well.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, because if you're not healthy, you really can't help anybody else anyway. It's very true.
Point. Well, 7:33, need to take a break. Be right back.
Already, wow.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being, they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done, so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
I've had back problems since about 98, and all the doctors want to do is put me on medicine. And I started coming here, and he started adjusting me. I can get up and walk a lot better. I don't have near as much pain. And the laser treatment he did on my neck and back, it helped my pain in my neck probably 75–80%. I'd recommend that for anybody that's got any kind of pain. It does wonders.
was, naked as a jaybird in the shower with soap in my hair and eyes when I lost water pressure down to a dribble. I immediately grabbed my towel and dialed up Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service. Jake came right over and fixed my water pressure. Now I can take my showers with confidence. Just call Jake.
For all your sales and pump needs, just call Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service, 870-431-5445. He offers high-quality stay-right products.
End of the year clearance on all G3 boats and Yamaha motors at Henderson Marine. Come check out the low prices on 2019 model G3 fishing boats and G3 Suncatcher pontoons. Henderson Marine offers in-house financing and is your local authorized Yamaha service center. Need parts, accessories, water toys? They got them too. Need to winterize? Call Henderson Marine today to schedule your winterization. When maintenance matters, call Henderson Marine at 870-488-5600.
Come see us today at Henderson Marine.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn & Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn & Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area. When you
7:36, and we're visiting with Jamie Leach of First Step, Baxter Regional Medical Center, and Senator Scott Flippo, and we're talking about addictions. And First Step is right here in Mountain Home, Arkansas, and they're ready to help folks that need help.
Yes, absolutely. So quick plug then, since you gave me that intro. So First Step at Baxter Regional, hopefully a lot of you already know this, but it's a drug and alcohol detox. So we're medical, so if you're having physical withdrawal symptoms from opiates or alcohol or benzos, that kind of thing, we can help you through your physical symptoms and then help you find aftercare like rehab, counseling, and other kinds of treatment. So please call me if you need some help.
And that phone number is?
It's 870-508-7590.
So Jenny, explain to us the process. Some of it's inpatient, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so ours is strictly inpatient, and it's a short, again, it's just a medical intervention, so it's usually 3 nights, maybe 4 or 5. And then, we don't provide, a lot of people kind of do think we're like a rehab, which we're not. We're just, like I said, medical intervention. So it is an inpatient stay. So our patients are, they're in a hospital bed, in a hospital room, just like any other patient. We kind of joke and just say, you're not in like a scary dark black hallway with a latch over the door. It's nothing like that. It's all voluntary. It's not a lockdown unit. It's not a psychiatric unit. It's nothing like that. So
it's a place to get help.
It's a place to get help. Absolutely.
So what are the objectives in a 3 to 4 day period? Like what are your, because obviously you can't even begin to really tackle the whole thing. So I would assume that you're going to have specific objectives that you're trying to do with it. And so what are those?
Yeah, so really the way we kind of measure our success is based on whether or not the patient at the end of their stay is medically stabilized. Okay. So when the patient comes in, we time it in a way that they are experiencing the withdrawal symptoms when they arrive. So if you kind of think about that from like a hospital perspective or a insurance perspective, if you show up and you're drunk or high, we can't really treat you yet because you haven't begun to have the symptoms of withdrawal. So that's how we start the process. And then over the course of that 3 or 4 nights, we give them medication to help them through those symptoms, make it a little more manageable. And obviously, it's a safe environment. So if you have if we have someone that's a severe alcoholic and maybe they're prone to seizures and things like that, you want to be in a medical setting where you've got a doctor's care 24/7. And so again, after that 3rd night, our physician kind of makes the determination, is this patient stabilized? Now, anybody that struggled with addiction knows if you've been struggling for a long time, after 3 nights, you're still going to have, they call it I'm losing the word. It's like ongoing withdrawal symptoms, but they're in a way that is past that acute phase to where they're manageable on your own. You're not kind of in that danger zone where you might actually have a medical emergency for the most part. Okay. So that's kind of what our goal is to make sure when the patient walks out of the door, they are medically stabilized and they have somewhere to go. So we want to make sure they have plan B, is going into
So what is
effect.
medically stabilized? So does a person, does that mean like, they've overdosed and they're having so when you say, we're trying to make sure our patients are medically stabilized, because I think myself and a lot of people would interpret it so you have an addiction to pain medication. You had surgery, you started taking pain pills, and that. So, but you're still functioning at this point. So this has been going on for a year and a half. You're still going to work and doing this and that. On the surface, it would be very difficult for your layman person to see like, oh wow, this person obviously has this huge problem.
Right.
So, what is stabilized meaning for that person?
Yeah. Okay. That's a good question. So, we'll use the opiate example, pain medication. If you use it daily, which obviously if you're in an addiction you do, then you're right. A lot of times people can function and people don't really see what's going on. It's when you stop, because your body has grown so dependent on it that you have all of these horrible symptoms. So most people don't really stop long enough to let those symptoms start. So they can call it, a lot of people call it pill sick or dope sick or whatever. So you really don't want to get to that point. And people are very aware of their timeline of when that's going to happen. So that's how we kind of talk to people, like, when is that going to start? And that's when we want to bring you in, is when those withdrawals start. So it's really letting them get to the point where it becomes very uncomfortable and unmanageable on their own. Because if you use a lot of opiates and you quit abruptly, you're going to have all kinds of symptoms, muscle cramping, runny nose, sniffling. You're going to have abdominal issues. It's just kind of a ton of different things that are going to start to kick in, vomiting, all kinds of pretty things like that. And so those are the things that we help people through. Now, if they do it on their own, it can be done at home for the most part. But most people, once those symptoms get severe enough, the easiest thing to do is just use something again. So by being with us for a few nights and we're giving you some medication to ease those symptoms, and we're removing you from your environment for a few nights, because that's what most people tell us. Like, I can make it maybe a day, but then that's, that day 2 kicks in, and man, I'm just so sick and I can't function. I'm in the bathroom floor. I'm just miserable.
Goodness.
And so that's when we're like, that's how we can kind of help people and get them over that hump. And it is really just, as our name says, the first step. I mean, if that's all you do is come to First Step and you leave and you don't do anything else,
there'll be no long-term, but
I mean, not really. And a lot of people try and kind of, one of the reasons we really are sticklers about requiring the aftercare plan is because we realize very quickly that we could become a revolving door for people. A lot of people say if they have a prescription, they're going to use it in the first week or two, then they're going to run out, they can't get it filled, so they're going to want to keep coming through detox so they don't have to go through that sick part, and that's not what we're doing. We're really trying to be more of a right. We're wanting to be, help them make a more detailed plan so they actually have some chance of success at the end of this deal.
So that's a pretty good indicator. Like, if you've got a prescription to like anything and you're running out halfway through week 2, and it's a 30-day prescription, I don't know, doesn't need like a room full of specialists to determine like, okay, there is an issue there. There is something, there is, something going on there. But like, it's like addiction, of all the issues that I've, looked at as a legislator, I would put it like right there in the top 5, that it's just like this, such a huge encompassing, there's all these different variables. And, at the end of the day, we can't control what a person does when they go into their own home. I mean, that's so, it's hard in how to look at it and how to approach it and how to address it, and also realizing that there's going to be failure along the way. I think most people that have struggled with addiction that I've spoken to, like, most of them will acknowledge to me, at least privately, like, I'm going to be an addict my whole life. This is not like, okay, I've been clean and sober for 5 years, but this is not that if somebody came over with, some pain pills or, meth or heroin or whatnot, that I'm not going to sit there and be every bit as tempted and couldn't find myself very easily. So it's like that day in, day out. And those tend to be the people that, in my perception, and I'm a layman, you were a professional in this, that I look at as like, okay, well, acknowledging that and understanding that and owning that, I think, puts you on a solid ground, to be able to sustain sobriety. It's the people that think that, well, I went through, a 30-day therapy program, I haven't used in 90 days, I can go off and, have this drink, go around these same people, and then it just kind of bit, might not be immediately.
Yes. I think that's a great point, because I think a big part of recovery is being really honest with yourself, because you can justify so many things, and unfortunately, though, on the flip side of that, a lot of times relapse is kind of a part of recovery.
Yep.
I think a lot of times if someone has a relapse, people are just kind of like, oh, I can't believe that, and they want to throw in the towel, and it's like, no, it does happen. It's really how you kind of pick yourself back up and move on from there. But certainly, you have to be realistic about what it's going to take after you get out of treatment or whatever, because it is a lifelong thing of what kind of environments you're going to put yourself in, who you hang out with. It's the whole thing. And people that have been in long-term recovery know that very well. It's a full lifestyle change. It's not just removing a substance. It's a whole way of living that has to change.
There's something I want to point out here, though. When you turn on the TV, watch the national news, whatever channel you're watching, how many commercials you have for, ask your doctor if this is right for you. It could be anything on the medical spectrum. And I can remember as a kid, you had Bufferin and Anacin and Bear Aspirin. You had spray this, daub this, take, just pills, and if you can't smear it, swallow it, And so, have we become a society where we can't deal with certain issues without swallowing a pill? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just went through a lot of pain on the left knee. No pain meds, no surgery. Doc Osgood has this laser. It worked. I'm pain-free. Thanks to physical therapy connection for some therapy, I'm pill-free.
But you were willing to go through a process instead of a quick relief, obviously, with a pill. And not only that, but maybe more people would have been willing to do something like that, but it hasn't been, maybe up until recently, even presented so much as an option that you could try this and this and this before you try to take the medication. Other types of therapy. I think, maybe, hopefully, that is being pushed a little bit more now to avoid, the situation that we're in with the opiates. But
now keep in mind that pain pills do have their place. I mean, some people, it's just a need. I mean, I've had surgeries done where, hey, I didn't have a choice. You got to take it. You're not going to be. I mean, there is a point to where everybody can't just say, hey, we just need to take pain pills off the table.
But I sat here one day in so much pain. Gil was here. He goes to the back room and gets a 4-foot piece of antenna, and that's what I used for a cane to get to the parking lot.
Oh my gosh!
That's when I knew I had to do something.
Yeah.
But there are people out there living with some chronic pain that have had various medical issues, and I've had the opportunity to visit with, personally in committees and hear their testimony and get letters from them, emails, in that. And they'll follow up with a an email or letter from their doctor that they'll send along, verifying where they're at, and you really get the sense in reading this and visiting with some of these people that they are not out there just looking to score a high. I mean, like, they're actually managing this with a doctor, a team of professionals. They do have legitimate issues, and so with some of the changes that we've made here in Arkansas and you're seeing across the country, I mean, this is impacting those people on the opposite end, and so it's difficult because it's not one size fits all. I mean, there are plenty of people that I know that they might get a pain medicine prescription for whatever, and you go back and they've still got like half or more of it 2 years later sitting in the medicine cabinet. And so they'll take it as they're needed, and you might get a week's worth, and they say, okay, take 3 a day, and you're taking 2. And then after day 5, you're like, well, you know what? This is like nothing I can't deal with, or use a Tylenol. And then there's that, which is addiction. I think it's like a trigger, like a chemical or something that some people can go and have a glass of wine with a dinner, and other people are like, where's the liquor store? We got to get 2 gallons of vodka. We got to get this. We cannot quit until it's all gone. I mean, and so it's hard for me to really understand that, because it's not my reality. But that's not to say that it's not a lot of people's reality. And that's the hard thing is, sometimes it's tough to see something that has not necessarily been your experience. So I applaud you, Jamie, and your colleagues there at First Step at Baxter Regional for the work that you all do, because it is difficult. No, it is difficult.
Well, and I think it's hard for prescribers or physicians or whatever to make that determination as to what you're saying, because there are people that need it, are going to use it responsibly, but they don't know which person they're going to give it to that's going to be that person that's going to go home and take the whole bottle the first day. And so nationally when, the prescriptions started being pulled back. Overall, I think that's a great idea because I think there was a lot of overprescribing and that kind of thing.
Oh.
But, some of the people, because we got a lot of phone calls from people, and some of them definitely were legitimate chronic pain, had chronic pain, and they couldn't get their prescriptions anymore. And I really did feel for those people because they ended up being routed through the pain clinics, which is fine, but there was like a huge waiting list. So it's like, they were like, what? I've never misused mine. I've never this or that. That was frustrating. But like you said, it's not a perfect. It's not a perfect system.
No, it's not. I was actually watching like a Dateline program or something a few weeks ago. It might have been like last month. But in Florida, like, you didn't even have to be a doctor to set up a pain management clinic.
Oh,
crazy!
So I'm watching this, and I was like,
yes.
Holy cow! I mean, it just like really almost defied common sense. So it talked about these two young brothers that were in their early 20s, and like, were kind of at the time started off into steroids and working out, and then one of the brothers, saw like, oh well, steroids is not the way to go. That pain pills are the way. And then they found out like they could legally open up a pain management clinic.
I think
and dispense. I was just like, wow. So people are literally hanging out in the parking lot, waiting for their doors to open. They have security out there. I mean, they have to like, I say police, but security out there to make sure people aren't going and taking pills in the parking lot or doping up in the. I mean, it was like, this is not a legitimate medical.
Oh yeah, people were coming from all states
and
just flocking to all these places and just boom, but hitting them all up and then bringing them back or to their area or whatever. It was a disaster. And now that's where you see like a huge influx of rehabs in Florida too, which is like kind of no wonder because there was so much weird stuff going on there.
It was the ground zero for a lot of that.
It was, yeah, definitely.
Time for a quick break. Be right back.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrubs stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands, including Carhartt, Vera Bradley, Urbane, and Grey's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Skechers, Nursemates, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractables, compression socks, paramedic VDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, and minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
$7.54, visiting with Jamie Leach of First Step, Baxter Regional Medical Center, Senator Scott Flippo, and we're talking about the drug abuse issue. One thing I want to bring up, and I'm a fan of the old MASH show. Remember MASH? Okay, there's an episode where they ran out of pain meds. They had placebos, sugar pills. And they called the staff into the colonel's office and said, if we really sell this, it just might work because the best medicine's in the head.
Mind over matter.
You think about that. You can make or break yourself mentally just by, I don't feel good today, I need to take something, and it just keeps on going. But, it was on the show, it was about 60 to 70% successful. So how much of our health is mental?
I think there's obviously a huge, connection in that. And I think that, just from the people I know and things that, my experience too, like if someone that struggles with addiction, even when they get whatever the substance is in their hand, like before they've, and it could be bunk or placebo or whatever, it is just that thought of what it's supposed to do for you that's almost like a high within itself. So I do think that there's a huge connection in that, and a lot of that we probably don't tap into, that we could have a lot of other healing properties if we would be patient enough to go that route.
Because when I ran the Sears Garage years ago, I had a lot of retired people come in from the Chicago area, and you'd be surprised how many that were 66, 67, 68 years old that had convinced themselves that they were too old to do anything. And there again, that was a mental thing. I thought, wait a minute.
I think we all put mental barriers on ourselves. If I look at my own life and think of the things that I'm not happy with or I know I need to improve upon, the biggest obstacle to getting to where I want to be is always me. Well, I mean, always.
The jukebox sitting right over here, when I overhauled that amplifier, I looked at that schematic, I thought, I can't do this. And it was a mental block. Then when I figured out I had to do it, I had 44 capacitors to put in this thing, so I studied the schematic for weeks on end and then got brave enough to get the soldering iron after it.
Yeah, and so...
once you get past, so how do you get past that mental block, Jamie? See what I'm saying?
Well, this is kind of,
this is you have the
kind
issue?
of a roundabout answer to your question, I guess. But what it was making me think of is when, earlier you were asking maybe what are some of the barriers for people to getting help, and I was just saying like availability of resources and that kind of thing. So even though there may not be a bed available all the time, like we said, like that's not realistic. There's so many people that need help, and there's not always going to be something available right today in this moment. So I think part of what it is just being determined to get the help that you need. And I think if you're really ready to make a change, then you do dig a little bit deeper, and you can wait, and you can put things in place to make that happen. I think it is a lot of just mentally deciding when you're completely ready and when you're not. And if you're so fickle that you're like, well, if I have to wait 24 hours, I'm just not gonna do it, forget it. Then you're probably really not in a good place anyway. You're probably not really where you need to be. Yeah.
Then who gets to define what the bottom of the barrel is for somebody? Like when we really hit the bottom, I mean, we might look at it and say, wow, that's crazy. And then but to them, they're so far from being at bottom. And so who defines that?
Yeah, definitely. It has to be an internal something that clicks for you.
Fellas, Jamie, let's talk again about First Step and how people can call you and make arrangements.
Okay, absolutely. So again, First Step at Baxter Regional, Drug and Alcohol Detox. Please call us if you need help, if you have a family, friend, loved one that you just want to kind of call and talk about and get some information. That's fine too. It's certainly all confidential. And our number again is 870-508-7590. We would absolutely love to talk to you, and I sure hope that if you're listening and you're nervous about calling or anything like that that's hindering you from getting some help, please just throw that out the window, give me a call. I would love to talk to you and see if we can get you some help.
Senator?
Well, listen,
put on your Santa hat.
Put on my Santa hat?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been wearing mine the whole time.
Yeah, your headphones are stuck in yours.
Okay, so since I have my Santa hat on now, I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a healthy and happy and prosperous New Year. I appreciate you all, Dale and Scooter and Jamie, for what you all do and your involvement in our community. We talk about problems, be it addiction or anything else, but what a great place this is to live, and how fortunate I am to be a member of this community and to serve you all in the Senate. And it's a great honor for me, and so thank you all very much.
Thank you.
No, Jamie's got a tough job.
Very tough job. No, it's...
I hope we're making a small dent in a huge problem. That's my goal every day.
And so you're off to Little Rock?
Off to Little Rock this afternoon. Well, not till later on this afternoon.
That's good. Have a good trip.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate your work.
I know the roads will be clear.
Hey, there you go. We got to run. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.